Gotta make sure a nigga look right. You feel me? Nah, what's going on, y'all? Back with a vlog. No, I said a vlog. Back with a stream. No, I said a vlog. No, I'm back with a stream though, man. I don't know what y'all want to do. The other day, I do have a vlog for y'all. I got a vlog for y'all. I gotta upload it. Gotta upload this vlog. I went to go see Nope. 10 out of 10. Nope was fucking fire. Like, fire. 10 out of 10. Nope was like... I want to see it again. That's how good it was. I really want to see that joint again. Like, that's how good it was. I need to see it again. But I ain't going to see it again. I ain't see it when it come on demand. Come on demand probably like... I give it like a month. I give it a month. Everything come out in a month. Yellow head up top. Shiesty season shirt on. Had some sweats on today. It was hot as fuck. Had some sweats on. Had these yellow fours. I need to clean these junks up though. I'm gonna clean these junks up right now while we on the cam. You feel me? Yeah. They ain't really dirty, but niggas y'all like was outside. You feel me? So I got my eraser. It's actually for shoes. Like say eraser for shoes. You can use any kind of eraser. But, get that dirt up off my kicks. You feel me? You ain't gotta go hard. You don't gotta go hard at all. Go light with it. Little finger, flick. You feel me? Yeah. Just keep my little babies clean. You feel me? Yeah, keep my little babies clean. Get all this dirt that went on the kicks off. How was y'all day though? What y'all do today? Oh, let me tell you about my day, Brody. Hey, I found out about the dollar store. Bro, did y'all know the dollar store got real deals? Like real deals? Like, bro. I wasn't even hip. Like, see, I don't be going to no dollar store, none of that stuff, but bro, they got everything in there. Like stuff that you'll be going to like expensive like chains for. Like they have like that for the low ski. I got some clips for my hair. I got hold up. I don't like this right here. We're gonna have to boom. Oh, boom. Nah. Boom. Alright, we can go right here with it. But yeah, they got I got some clips for my hair. I got some rubber bands for my hair. I got some cocoa butter. Everywhere I go, like if I go to the beauty supply store, if I go to now the dollar store, like bro, I be getting cocoa butter for some reason. So I got some cocoa butter. And what else I get? I don't know. I just got some bullshit. Like I'm like, man, let me go and just see what the fuck they got in this joint. Bro, they got the deals and I be like, I see why all the females be going on that thing having a field day, you feel me? Like, we looking for deals or like steals, like, definitely can find it in there. Alright, I gotta put these back in the box over there. Oh man, this side. What happened this side? I see that right there. I ain't even. Y'all can see it, but I'm gonna get that in the ball head. Fuck all that. All in the ball off the kick. You feel me? So yeah, right there, and right here. Y'all see that little black stuff? And we're gonna get that up off right now. It's like these foils are so sensitive, man. I might gotta spray it down with the little the mink oil. That's what I might. I mean, I'm gonna have to spray these joints down with this mink oil. Just to protect it, just to give it another coat, cause I don't know what be going on. So every time I don't wear these joints often, but like I wore these joints probably like 3 times already. It's like every time I gotta come back over this thing, make sure like be back in motion. Boom, clean. You feel me? Back to normal. I want to get in this netting too. Alright, cool. Get in the netting. Not netting, but the netting black. Not the netting, but like these little cracks or whatever. Look at me acting like I'm a sneak and clean the YouTuber. Use the edges. Get you right, you feel me? So I better put these back in the box. Hey, don't y'all hate. Let me. This off subject, off topic too. I just like I just like old like I ain't gonna say old, but somebody went to work with me and shit. I try to get them they bread, but niggas is acting weird. I'm like, man, I'm trying to get you your bread. Niggas act like they don't want to respond back to messages and a bunch of weirdo shit. Like, a bunch of dick riding shit, man. Be in they fucking feelings, man. I don't get it. I don't get why people be in their feelings, bro. We ain't even get on that topic, though. I ain't even get on that topic. Put these things back in the box. Like, how you play with me, right? I'm still on the subject. How you play with me, right? And then when I say, alright, I cheers, I get the fuck on. And then when I do that, like, you get mad. People be crazy, man. People be crazy on me. Alright, we about to get right though. Let's see. Do some streams. Do some real streams. Do some reactions. Do some reactions. Boom. Reaction. Or y'all like it like that, or y'all want to do this. Probably this one. Let's try this one out. Huh? We don't want
I'm in the zoo with the lions and apes and bears. You probably won't make it there. One of the options they say they want smoke with me. Don't want to take it there.
Slide me a 20. You guys winning. Alright, man. We just literally had the craziest experience ever. So we just flew back from London. We had a connected flight to Canada. We got to go to Vegas because your boys going to be getting scanned into 2K and stuff like that. You guys are going to see it later in this video. But we get here in Canada, right? We get off the plane. We're going to go get our next tickets. They're like, yeah, the flights got canceled. And we're like, what? It's not even late. And they're like, yeah, it just got canceled. It was like something wrong with the plane. No, it just got canceled. And they were like, yeah, you have to stay the night here. I'm not gonna lie. If we were in Toronto or something, like, you know. But no, we're in Calgary. Let me see what Celine has to say. I haven't talked to her in a minute. Hey, Celine.
Hey.
I'm in your hood and no one knew who you were.
You're in my hood?
I'm in Canada right now. I'm in Calgary.
Why the fuck are you there?
Bro, what the fuck is there to do out here?
Calgary's like the most dead place in the world.
This is the best this is gonna get. I'm gonna be on my Danny Duncan stuff. Oh, snap. My man got a guitar. That was amazing.
Thank you.
You think you give me a little solo real quick? Oh,
Hey,
snap. Do you hear
okay.
this? This is crazy. Well, if like I was a girl, I'm giving it up. I'm giving it up. Tell the people your social medias.
I'm on Facebook. Wayne Fraser.
All the moms out there.
Dwayne
follow him on Facebook.
Frazier?
He can do more with his fingers than just play the guitar.
Bro. White nigga named Dwayne. White nigga named Dwayne.
Yo, I need you guys to go to my studio. My new album is too fire. You gotta put the fire out, bro. You guys know where the 6 is? The 6? I actually go to the 6. Far away. Okay, you guys gonna hop on?
Ah.
But when you see me on the story, you know, they'll switch up. They're definitely gonna switch up when they see me on the story. How you guys doing? Where you guys from? Japan. Oh, Konnichiwa. I'm Logan Paul. I'm Logan Paul. Logan. Logan Paul. Logan Paul. Yeah, that's me. I'm just playing, Logan. I'm sorry. No, you my boy. What's your name? I'm Jeffrey Dahmer.
Is that a family name?
Yeah. We like to eat healthy, you feel me?
How come everybody wants a picture with you?
Oh, my sex tape leaked.
Tell me the truth.
No, I'm being for real. Like, my ex, she got mad at me because I cheated on her, so she released our sex tape. Got revealed that I have the world's smallest penis.
Cheers, well, everyone wants a picture with you. Might as well fucking get it, hey?
Oh, wait, you got an Android? Yeah, I can't take pics on Android. Inside. Bro, I just hit 1,000 subscribers, so yeah, you're gonna be popular. Not Pornhub. Even better. This is my 1,000 subscriber meetup. Yeah, I told them to come here to meet me. Oh, yeah. Sorry about that. You know, I just thrive off attention, you know what I mean? Like, if I don't have attention, I literally die. Alright, boys, man. And this fucking rough, bro. I just felt like I was in a roller coaster.
Hey, I ain't never been on no airplane, bro. I was just talking to somebody about this, like, literally 2 days ago. So yeah, 2 days ago, I was literally talking to somebody about airplanes. He just went to Miami. He was like 2-hour flight over 12-hour drive. Do I really care about going to Florida on a plane? No. No. Go get in a vehicle, make it a road trip. Bring some people. That sounds pretty fun to me. I don't think so. I don't know. I think I like road trips though. I like road trips. I like hitting that road. It reminds me of back in the day. It reminds me of back in the day. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. I don't think y'all know though.
I know I can. Bro, I love doing that. And we in Vegas, boys. Yo, my man Dan. Baby, how you doing, man? Dan, the man. I can't do it. You make me laugh, bro. I appreciate you, dog. Hey. That's Tyler Hero right there. That's hot tough. Yo, Mr. Hero. I'm like your biggest groupie, man. Like, when are you coming out to the H? I think he's coming out to the H. 6 man of the year, bro. He can do that.
Oh shit!
Buddy's better.
Yo, what are you doing here, bro?
What are you doing here?
Man, you are killing it. Me and my homeboys be watching your shit, bro.
That's
give
love,
it to you,
bro.
man. I gotta give it to you, bro.
Thank you.
Killing it. You killing it.
Appreciate
Real talk,
you.
bro. Real talk. Let's get a picture or something.
Okay, man.
Whoever gonna pick it up, fuck it. I'm sure.
Did we get a pick on my phone? No. I didn't get a pick. I can't do that. No, I was talking. You know what? If he posts it, he posts it. If he doesn't, he doesn't. So if he doesn't post it, then I won't have to take. No, I can't do it. I can't do it. Bro, how many cameras are in here right now? Oh, what? Felt like Men in Black. Make me forget. I'm gonna be blind by the end of this. Ooh, that was kind of cool.
That's crazy.
What we're gonna be doing today? We're gonna be doing.
Hey, if y'all don't know, bro, nigga from my hood, man, my childhood best friend was in 2K. He got the opportunity to do this. New York. And he was in New York. Oh yeah, so he was in New York. So I just love saying like when people do shit like that, it looks fun.
Referee at AAU games. Over here in Vegas, there's like a bunch of AAU tournaments happening, so I'm gonna find a referee outfit. I'm gonna try to get disguised, cause I'm not gonna lie, y'all. It's getting really hard to do pranks, like really hard. Do you know where I can find a referee shirt? Yeah, I think this is good. I'm just trying to think what I can wear that could like disguise me a little bit. Oh, these are good. 38, that's all me. Good girth too. What else does a referee have? Bad eyesight. Yes, sir. Lana Rose just dropped, so you know, gotta relieve myself. We can like squat up in there if you want. You want me? Oh, wait for your wife? Okay, yeah, we'll wait. I think we just all three in here. Let's go. Okay. Yeah. Okay. They look good. I like them. You should get those. Muy bien, muy bien. Looking good. I don't know how that happened, but it really wasn't that weird because it's just like you change in locker rooms all the time, you know. All right, guys. You know what happened last time we were at an AAU tournament?
Move on, bro, before you get hurt, man. Hope you enjoy this game, man.
Yeah, enjoy it.
No, fuck you. Move.
Okay.
Move.
But this is gonna be a banger. So I'm gonna take off my do-rag. I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually kind of nervous. Before big videos, I know you guys think I'm fearless and stuff, but I actually get like a lot of nerves. Oh, I gotta take a shit. That's how you know I'm nervous. Alright, I think we're good. Who's your boy out there, man? One? I'm not gonna lie, he just traveled right there. You saw that? Me personally, I won't call that if you slide me a 20. Hey, yo, my man. You know who's getting this court right here?
I have no idea.
I think I'm gonna take over on this court.
Okay.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. A lot of the parents were telling me like you're blind as a bat. Like, what's up? You've been missing a lot of calls today.
Go fuck yourself.
You need to borrow my glasses? You can borrow them if you need to. Yo, Ruff, that was a travel right there, man. We gotta look out for each other. You know what I mean? I got you. I just told him about the pass interference. What's up, coach? I'm roughing your game. I'm roughing your game. Slide me a 20. You guys winning.
I know you're gonna take care of us anyway, man. We're gonna play hard.
I'll take care of you guys if the price is right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, my referee. You see? I help these boys out. Wait, not yet. Yeah.
Hey, give me a...
After the end. Hey, shoot that! No balls, you won't shoot that. Hey, shoot that next time, number 2. Shoot that next time. You got that. What's up? Oh man, they said you guys were blind, so they needed a third ref out.
out of here, man.
Hey, raise your hand if you want me to take over. I got y'all.
Dude, get on. What the hell you doing?
Bro, how you got an official with a whistle, but you don't got a whistle? Play ball! What's up, man? Just reffing, bro.
Nah, you gotta go.
These refs are blind. They need me.
You gotta go.
Big dog, they want me to take over for you. I'm gonna take over for you. They need more eyes on this court.
This nigga Gideon is a.
I got you, dog. I got you.
This nigga Gideon is a fucking asshole, man. I love it.
He wants me. He wants me to be his partner. Yo, refs, you want me to keep? Come on, refs.
Hey, you funny.
Hey, good luck, boys. I be honest, did you guys know it's me right away? Yeah. I don't think glasses will help. Alright, man, we're in Amsterdam right now. You can't kick out a guy that has a I Heart Twitch shirt.
Oh my God, it's African Prince.
Ah, what's the lobby?
We gotta go to a cookout.
Gotta go to a cookout. I haven't forgot about that.
Yeah.
How you doing, bro? You wrong, Tommy.
Good to meet you.
You the man.
I don't even smoke weed, but I feel high when I'm next to you, babe. Used to be my girl, used to be my boo thing. Now I'm telling everybody you my boo thing, you my boo thing.
We going up today.
It changed my life. Being able to connect with employers.
Alright, so I'm currently folding into the pressure to do the exploding basketball prank. There's like 20 other YouTubers that did this shit, and I'm not the type of person to do what everybody else is doing.
I don't like it like
but
this. Hold
it
on.
seems like
I like it
keep
like this. We're gonna do it like this.
bothering me to the point that when I searched up my name, Canelo Joseph, the title "Exploding Basketball Prank" Canelo Joseph popped up. What's good, bro?
No, bro.
How you doing?
Pretty good, bro.
Who's that?
That's my mom.
Is she single?
Taken by me.
There's no way you just say. There's no way you said that. Is she taken by you?
No English.
No English?
No English.
So you don't speak English?
Yeah, no.
No, I'm fucking with you, bro. This
Yeah.
W person right here, man.
I'll let you continue with your video.
Appreciate you, bro. Thank you, man. Those are like the coolest people that I like meeting. Like when you guys come up and just troll or something, that's funny. Don't troll me when I'm like, like I'm doing a prank, but when you guys troll me when I'm like just walking and shit, because I do get those weird ones where people like look at you and like, are you Canal? Bro, like you have the picture pulled up. Come on now. Basically, there's this hack with Walmart. As long as you use the items, you wouldn't have to pay for them if you don't leave the store. I know Walmart and like all the other basketball like companies, they probably was like, why the fuck did sales spike up with basketballs and pumps? Because fucking people are exploding them. Gotta ask for consent. Bro, it didn't even do shit. What the fuck? What's so funny? This looks so weird, but y'all
Why
should
you
see,
got
like, the
motherfucking
back
four of
view
them
of me if
motherfuckers?
Somebody walked in this aisle. Sorry, I'm just pumping her face. I'm just trying to make sure these balls are pumped up. Alright, and so you guys already know me. If everybody does a video one way, Canelo Joseph is always going to do it another. Instead of fucking blowing these up, I'm going to fucking tie mortars to them and blow them like that. Because that still counts, right? Exploding basketball prank, but just with mortars. I did this video like last year, 4th of July. I tied like mortars to them and I just started shooting them in the bucket. Hopefully this year I actually make one this time. I thought we were friends. What the fuck was that? I don't know if he was like
Wouldn't it be-
trolling or if he was being for real.
Wouldn't it be funny if like it wouldn't be funny, but like if the ball just exploded? I wouldn't risk it.
Bro, was he being for real? What the fuck? Bro, that is funny as shit. So we're at this firework place right now, and I need to move fireworks. Every 4th of July, we gotta go crazy. How much would these be? 160. Yes, sir. I have $20. What would that give me?
20 bucks?
No, like $20. Would that be fine? Yeah. I thought since it was the 4th of July spirit, you can get it. It's crazy because a year ago I was struggling to like buy stuff for the videos and stuff, but now like I'm able to fucking just swipe my card. So I appreciate y'all people for supporting the videos. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Have a good day.
You too. So it's the next night. We couldn't find any basketball courts until now, but this one's gonna be so weird just because it has a fucking roof. So I don't know how that's gonna fucking work. Alright, so a lot of you guys don't know. I was almost about to go to the NBA, but sadly I stubbed my toe, and you know, now I'm stuck with YouTube. So I want to show y'all how I really be shooting, and I really can ball like that. Alright. I know y'all probably be like, damn, this dude's shot's ugly. As long as I make it, I don't give a fuck. That's all that matters. This one's for good luck right here. It's not. It's 4th of July. We didn't actually do the video that night. Now it's next week, and I decided let's go ahead and finish what we were supposed to already do. Even though the trend is kind of over, it doesn't really matter because I was the maker of the exploding basketball trend anyways. I just did it fireworks style. Let me just show you guys what we got.
Oh shit.
Actually worked. Damn. Alright. Ball here. They call me 23.
Oh fuck. Oh fuck.
Shoot it! It fell off. Look, I'm making it this time. No! Almost had it! Almost had it, bro.
Damn.
I almost had it. What the fuck? And it didn't explode. What is Walmart making these balls out of? Oh, never mind. It did explode. Never mind.
I wish you did it with other people around.
When somebody vapes for the first time? Watch this. I'm not trying to make that shit. High School Musical didn't teach me for nothing. Put your head in the game. Put your head in the game. Alright, look. Watch this. I ain't watched High School Musical 3, 2, and 1 for me not to keep my head in the game. Keep your head in the game. Fuck, can you inflate back? I'm like that. After 5 tries. Alright. 3-pointer. Oh my god, bro! Damn! Bro, it's like tipping it! Damn, bro. Folding right now. How am I going to create a trend and not be able to do the trend? Alright, so, I'm not gonna lie. I keep missing these shots. I know I always keep talking about PJs and shit, but literally, bro, I had to put my shoes on and I have to put some shorts on. Because this is basketball, alright? Nothing changed. Alright, so we got 3 other balls left. The other flashlight fucking broke. So shout out to these guys.
Damn.
I think it fell off. It fell off.
Okay. So he won. He made
Right.
1 for
And
7.
the thing fell off still. You should have seen Jay's face, because Jay was even surprised. Let's go.
2 for 7. Or 2 for 8.
Alright, so we're with Eric right now. This is going to be our first time, or his first time shooting this out of the cone.
Oh, I'm shooting out the...
Yeah, I'll shoot it and then you can shoot it next.
Okay.
You scared?
A little bit, yeah. I'm having a whole firework in my hand.
Should be good.
Are you ready?
Yeah. Move. Oh my
What does it feel
god.
like when it shoots?
It's just like a kickback. It's almost like you're in World War II.
Damn.
What the fuck? You
I
ready?
don't think I'm pretending to be scared, but I'm actually fucking scared.
Any words before you start?
In the name of the Father, as I hold this fucking firework in my hand. Amen.
Alright. You got it. Just hold it. Hold it. Don't be scared. Don't be scared.
Mother.
Did that scare you?
Yes.
Bro was holding it like your shit was gonna blow up. You gotta be a man about this. You gotta be a man. There you go.
I'm masculinity I got left.
You drinking too much soybeans from Starbucks.
Right. Damn, I'm.
That one was way better.
Look, I'm shaking, bro.
Yeah, why? Yeah, your arms are like, oh my god, it's like you took a Red Bull.
Red Bill?
Red Bill.
What the fuck is that? Red Bull.
No, Red Bill. It's the off-brand version.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't have money like y'all.
Oh shit.
What the fuck?
Hey, you wanna do something real quick?
What's up?
Let's go. Oh shit. Okay, put that one. Put that
Wanna
one.
do this?
Yeah.
If PETA's watching, I am gonna clean this up.
Peter. I thought it was Peta.
Alright, you might wanna back up.
Oh shit.
Actually, let's pull it a little further. Back up a little bit.
Damn. How do you even clean this shit up? Like, this is like, I see why people hate fireworks.
We're gonna take care of it.
Oh yeah, we got it. After this video, yeah. I promise you guys.
We're gonna clean this shit up.
Like, look, I'm gonna show you the, like, at the end of the video what it looks like after we clean it.
Yeah.
The video just cut. Oh shit. Oh. You're a wizard, Harry. Oh.
We cross paths. 3, 4, 5, 8, 9. Oh shit!
I said, oh shit. I just busted. Oh my god. That was the best night I ever had.
Finally, our honeymoon.
It took a while, but at least.
Rolling Loud. I ain't trying to watch Brody. Hell no, we ain't trying to watch him. Who the fuck is that? Alright, we gonna watch top 10 scurries. What do they call these? Oh, creepy pastas. That's all these were. All these were like creepy pastas. Yeah, all these right here are like all creepy pastas. Maybe they explain no. Let me see. Oh shit. Wait. What's my nigga name? Who I used to be watching? So I could watch I did. Yeah. So no, we ain't gonna watch it. But wait, not nope, and then explain. Let me go. Found Flicks. Yes. What happened to Brody? Yo, I used to be watching him all the time. Yo. When the last time I went to his channel? Let's see. Bro, 10 months ago? 10 months ago, bro? Like, you talking about horror? I used to watch this nigga shit like crazy. Yo. Alright, so what I want to watch? Found Flicks, my guy. Okay. The new Texas Chainsaw. Let's go to the new Texas Chainsaw. That's good. Like, Oh, it's a lot of scary shit. Let's watch the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Let's go Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I think it's on Netflix too. I just don't want to download this shit over though. So what I normally do is I watch these before like I watch the actual movie, and then like so when I watch the movie like I ain't really scared because I know what's about to happen because he explains it all. That's what I'm getting to. Oh, God.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Found Flicks. On this Ending Explained, we're looking at Texas Chainsaw Massacre, not the...
Yo, what's going on, bro? I haven't seen you in 10 months, bro. How you been living, my guy?
Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Don't you dare put a "the" in there. In the latest entry in the long-running horror franchise, we have a direct sequel to the classic original entry, following a group of influencers in present day, looking to breathe new life into a Texas ghost town, only to encounter Leatherface, the legendary killer who wears a mask of human skin and has remained dormant all these years. Just killed some kids 50 years ago and peaced out. The main reason I'm doing this video is that a lot of y'all asked for my thoughts on it, assumedly because it was pretty much destroyed by critics, and there are plenty of things to make fun of. Yet on the other hand, it also seems to be quite a success views-wise. How does that work? So, do I think this year's Texas Chainsaw Massacre is a good movie? No way in hell, dude. I feel it's important to put that takeaway into the context of the series.
Yo, so y'all don't know, like, this is my guy. This is my guy. Y'all see the movies behind them? Those are all horror movies. Like, literally, everything behind them, all horror movies. Let me see. Alright, let's go to this camera right here. You can see it. Y'all see The Exorcist back there? If y'all don't know, I live in D.C. I live in Washington, D.C. Like, Georgetown is where The Exorcist was filmed. They still have The Exorcist stairs. They have it on the map. Like, yo, they literally have, like, on the map. On the map. Like, let me show you. Y'all think I'm lying. Y'all think I'm lying. Let me go to, let me go on and show y'all. Look. Where is it at? Yep, over here. Okay, cool. Georgetown. I don't think it's that way. Not far over there. Oh, I'm gonna show you. I got y'all. Oh, it's right here. Bro. Why do they have this? Like, so crazy.
As well as what your own personal definition of what a good horror movie is. Because the reality is, the series isn't exactly the most consistently wonderful, and really the first one stands head and shoulders over every other one that followed. Personally, I really like the first three, but even a lot of people don't like the kind of campier, more humorous tone to the sequel. For me, that was actually probably even more my jam than the first. The original series ended with the dire Next Generation, featuring a pre-stardom Renee Zellweger and Matthew McConaughey, who was actually pretty good, all things considered. Years later, the series was unearthed with a shockingly not bad Jessica Biel-led full-on remake in 2003, but after that, it was right back into the dregs. I honestly legitimately completely forgot about the beginning's entire existence. That's how memorable it was. My long-winded point here is the series has never been that consistent or arguably good, so am I that surprised that the latest attempt follows this already long-established pattern? Not exactly. However, it seems this time out, luck was not on the filmmaker's side. I read that they actually shot an entire first version of the movie with different directors and everything, and after production tossed the whole thing in the bin to start from scratch. Woohoo! Must have been a real stinker. But then I'm also going, maybe it was actually amazing. But I guess we'll never know. Regardless, the result of that redo is what we have on our hands.
But the thing about Netflix movies are like when it come down to them like having like they made Chucky, but it was the robot. It was a robot version. It was trash. It's like their spin-offs of like the original movie does not hit at all. Like it's like too much overthinking. That's what I think. Like it's just too much like I want to make a masterpiece or like I don't know. Cause just look at this picture right here. Like Leatherface. This ain't Leatherface. That's not who I remember. Who is this? Why does the mask look like this? This doesn't look scary.
Yet even the second incarnation had such disastrous test screenings, the producers forego theaters and offloaded it to Netflix. Dang, you know, you straight up redo the whole entire movie and it still sucks. What are you gonna do? Third time's the charm? Yeah, probably not. Now you just gotta cut your losses at that point and move on. Write it off as a loss, Hollywood accounting style. It feels like overall they simply don't know what to do with the character, or how to come up with a fresh take for modern audiences. But what's funny is that they really went, why not just rip off the concept of Halloween 2018? I mean, that made boatloads of cash. Let's just do the exact same thing. That's really how the new one feels, down to discarding everything in the series story after the first, and bringing back an original character. Yet it pales by a wide margin to Halloween 18. The biggest problem is that Sally is not at the level of Laurie Strode, and I don't think anyone will argue with that. If nothing else, Laurie was in 4 total entries before 18, having a longer presence in the franchise overall. Plus, it's Jamie Lee Curtis.
But Halloween 18 was trash though. Like, well, Halloween 18. No, the Halloween after 18, the one that came out last year, a year and a half ago. It's trash. Trash. And then they coming out with Halloween ending? Or Halloween end or some shit like that? All these big budgets, bro, we don't need none of that. Like, can we just, like, slow down on all the, like, big budget, like, production and just go back to, like, okay, what made these movies scary? Take the big budget away. Let's look at what made these movies scary and then go from there. It's like y'all try to do the most and it just misses. And that's the thing, like, I'm a horror fanatic. Like, I love horror movies. I like The Black Phone. The last 2 movies I seen was both horror movies. Quote unquote. The Black Phone, I liked it. Kind of needed explained a little bit. Not really explained. It's like straight to the point. But I'm like, what made, bro, like, if y'all didn't see it, like, what made the creepy guy, what made him that way, like, you know? Yeah, like, what made him that way? Like, that guy was just a creep. Like, and then, like, Nope was, I really need Nope explained to me because yeah, it was just I need to explain to me. Amazing movie, amazing. I just need to explain to me. Let's get into this.
Hearing she's back for a Halloween movie adds a level of excitement. Bringing back Sally, played by a different actress, gives me nothing. Then after all that build-up, they basically waste her character with limited screen time and impact. Also, the main story this time out is especially grating, with throwaway references to things like school shootings and gentrification, but these add up to nothing more than random current-day buzzwords to fill in a sort of Mad Lib. There are no characters worth rooting for here, because they're all paper-thin and totally suck. It's not all bad though, as there are some things that this blatant ripoff gets right, mainly by upping the gore and blood right through the ceiling, just like Halloween 18. In this aspect, the movie soars, in particular in a bus set massacre. So at least in some ways, TX movies spin the gore and blood right through the ceiling, just as blatant ripoff gets right, mainly by upping the gore and blood right through the ceiling, just like Halloween 18. In this aspect, the movie soars, in particular in a bus set massacre. So at least in some ways, TX22 does do his job, but I can't help but hope for a little more than the meager offerings given. Sure, the kills are nice and brutal, but that's about it. A lot to take in there, so with all that in mind, let's head to Texas, well, probably really Bulgaria, for Leatherface's latest misadventures in Texas Chainsaw Massacre, breaking down the story and its connections to the...
Matter of fact, I remember, like, when Texas Chainsaw Massacre came out in 2005, I think they said that house was still there, like the way the Exorcist steps are still there. I think they said that house is still there, wherever, like, whatever part of Texas that is. When it comes down to like shit like that, like, this should just be creepy as fuck.
Original, ripping on its inherent stupidity, as well as explaining the ending that gives us a kind of passing of the torch to a new generation and sets the stage for a possible sequel. Let's hope so. The DVD player kicks on, playing a little documentary that reminds us of what happened back in the summer of '73. Accompanied by a familiar voiceover, John Larroquette is back after providing a similar role in the original and a couple other ones along the way. 5 youths were attacked by a madman using a variety of tools, including hammers, meat hooks, and of course, a chainsaw. Of the 5, only Sally survived, and after telling her story, she never spoke of that again. And even several decades later, the murders are still unsolved. Teen Lila scans through the souvenirs and asks the guy what happened to her. It sounds like she never really got over losing her friends, later becoming a ranger, and looked for the killer for decades. But she never found him since, the guy was wearing a mask. How are you ever going to track this guy down? Her older sis / de facto caretaker Mel enters to check on her, and the guy asks what it is that they're doing out here. They mention being on their way to Harlow, and he's already heard word of their arrival. Everyone in town has. Probably pretty slow around here. He's apparently not a fan either, calling them gentrifuckers after they leave. That's Texas hospitality for you. They get another taste of rural Texas when a guy pulls up in a big old truck blasting heavy metal, wearing cowboy boots and strapped as well. Pretty much the most cliche Texan ever. The others, especially Mel, make fun of him. He must have a small pecker to carry a gun around like that. He approaches them, having overheard their conversation, and defends that they have wild hogs out here, and the only way to deal with an invading species is to kill them on sight. A clear reference to the kids themselves being invaders. Go back to Austin, you chumps. He apologizes if his gun makes Mel uncomfortable. Her smirking back, she's seeing bigger. Oh, that's some delicious wordplay. In a hacky, awkward attempt to create a semblance of character depth, we learn that Lila was a victim in a school shooting. She flips through her social media that's all outpourings of support, as she tentatively covers up a bullet wound scar. There's more talk of social media, Dante declaring that their post is blowing up. They watch the vid, him going on about real change going on out here. Their big day is coming. The truck guy makes another friendly appearance, blowing them away with his nasty exhaust as he passes by. They come to another roadblock in the form of the local sheriff. He too already...
Hey, I need to pay attention because I just like didn't hear nothing bro was talking about.
knows all about them, noting Dante must be their chef. He hands over a card in case they have any troubles, Dante awkwardly thanking him for his service. He gets serious about the town and its history. A lot of people saw it back in its prime and only ask them to please be respectful. Mel chimes in that her grandma is actually from around here and does a little rhyme about the town that seems to ease the tension. The sheriff welcoming them to Harlow. They arrive in the dusty, decaying downtown area where the entire rest of the movie is set, and it looks like the place is pretty much abandoned. Here they fill us in on a bit more about what the hell exactly the kids are even doing out here, hoping to breathe new life into the town with young blood, appealing to others tired of the big city and wanting a fresh start. They rattle on about their restaurant being the first thing to open, Ruth spotting somewhere she could open an art gallery, and maybe even a comic book store. Okay, hold on just a second. Their whole plan here is kind of completely bizarre and insane, if not merely incredibly stupid. Sure, leave Austin, arguably the most naturally beautiful big city in Texas, and come out to this shithole in the middle of nowhere. But hey, we have an art gallery. Great. I mean, what? Also, how did they afford to buy all these places? I'm sure they weren't exactly expensive, but the setup makes it sound like they bought the entirety of the downtown area we're seeing here. How? It's never explained, and I'm sure the screenwriters have no clue either. Get ready for more of that. Mel attempts to convince Lila of the benefits of the town. They're trying to make a start somewhere safe and non-violent. But Lila isn't having it, scoffing about the 7-hour drive out here and saying goodbye to all of her friends. Oh well, she's not exactly spot on about it being safe and non-violent out here either. Turns out old truck boy Richter is their contractor. He inquires if they're trying to start a cult or something, Ruth boasting they're a bunch of idealistic individuals wanting to build a better world. That only convincing them further that it's a cult. And yeah, their whole utopia in the desert thing does sound incredibly dumb. I agree with you there, big boy. They come across an unfortunate sight. A tattered Confederate flag hung from another building. Dante won't stand for it, entering an assumedly abandoned orphanage. We focus in on a photo of kids that lived back there in the 70s, including an older looking kid with their face scratched out, obviously younger Leatherface. It's not so empty here after all, as an older lady enters carrying an oxygen mask, demanding to know what they're doing here. They excuse that they thought the place was empty, and she tells them that she's been here 50 years helping kids without a home, along with troubled teens that needed to be shown mercy for their ways. Again, clearly referring to Leatherface. The kids argue with her that the bank reclaimed the property and she isn't supposed to be here, but according to her, that was just a mix-up that was settled. She paid everything she owed. Dante gets frustrated, adamant that she's wrong, and storms off to get the sheriff to intervene. Mel is steadfast that she can't be here and will be safer in a home as well as being better taken care of. But she puts her foot down, she's not going anywhere. A looming large figure appears at the top of the stairs. Her old favorite chainsaw-wielding murderer has returned. Mrs. Mick orders him back to his room, explaining that he needs special care and can't ever leave. Apparently, after the events of the first film, he randomly found his way to this orphanage and somehow was rehabilitated by Mrs. Mick. Not sure how that works exactly. This also informs us that only the first film took place in this universe, just like its Halloween counterpart. Clever. The cops barge in, telling the old lady it is time to go. She groans to Mel, asking what she's done, and the cops grab her. She starts spitting up, everyone thinking she's having a heart attack, and her boy lumbers down to carry her into the van. With the worst possible timing, their bus full of moron investors arrive. Wanting to keep up appearances, Blondie decides to go with, leaving the others to continue on with their presentation. Leatherface peers out of the back of the van, giving the old stink eye as they drive off. Lila considers this might be a bad omen, but Mel sees that she does not need this. Lila threatens to move back with her dad if they stay out here, and Mel tells her that she doesn't know what she wants. Lila firing back, oh, and you do? She still believes that she can't take care of herself and needs her older sister, leading to Lila walking off in a huff. Dante introduces her to Catherine, the real estate agent, I guess, who compliments them on what a great job they did promoting this thing. How? Things quickly go south in the van, with Mrs. Mick starting to heave and convulse. She tells her boy to remember what she taught him before she croaks. Leatherface desperately cranks up the oxygen in an attempt to get her back, but it's too late. She's gone. The deputy places a hand on top of the killer's, and we see that he's no longer interested in being a good little boy, snapping his wrist and stabbing him in the neck with a protruding bone. Welcome back, killer. The deputy randomly fires, getting the sheriff in the neck, sending them off the road and crashing. In town, the auction is in full swing, some lady buying a property for her brunch restaurant. As Mel sighs, everyone loves brunch, right? Lila wanders into Richter's garage, where she pokes him about why he is the way he is, him replying that he's just a Texan. He doesn't like people telling him what to do, especially self-righteous big city folk. My freedoms! Her eye is caught by a gun sitting out, him asking if she's ever shot one. Her clarifying no, but she has been shot at. She then hears the shots and screams in her mind, flashing to her bleeding on the floor back at the school. Clicking the trigger freaks her out, causing her to immediately drop the gun. He offers that must have been hard, her moaning everyone expects her now to do something special with her life, and is worried that she can only disappoint them. Again, we could have developed this a little more, but no. Her friends were the special ones, not her, by which I guess she means the special ones are the ones that died? That is so weird. The auction wraps up, and when grabbing her phone off the bus, Mel finds out that the old lady died, thanks to a text sent earlier from Ruth. Dante is still all excited, even downplaying the news, but Mel believes that they basically killed her. That's enough for her to want to leave immediately, going to seek out her sister. Ruth comes to in the truck, hearing the back door swinging, meaning he's out. She spies on him in the mirror doing something to his mom's body. She cautiously reaches for the radio, trying to call in for some help, but unfortunately at first no one is there to hear her plea. Also, I'm not sure why they're radioing into the gas station and not a police station. Small town, I guess. Leatherface makes a new mask to rekindle his namesake, peeling off his own mother's, and holds it up to the sun before placing it over his own. The gas station guy does happen to hear Ruth after all, but it's definitely too late for them at this point. The sheriff croaks awake, unbelievably somehow still alive, but not for much longer. The sounds bring Leatherface's attention, bashing him good with the oxygen tank, while Ruth tries to play dead. He returns to his mom's body, and she attempts to escape, finding the door jammed. So she's gonna have to climb over the dead dude and out the window. It looks like the coast is clear, and Tal looking behind her, and he's already there. He smashes the window and goes for her gut with a shard of glass. She tries to hold him back, but she is quickly overpowered, taking the shard and disemboweling her. He strokes her hair as a tear rolls down her cheek. And probably my favorite shot in the whole movie because it's kind of silly in a lot of ways, Leatherface pops out in a field of flowers, all, "Oh, hello there, it's me, your pal Leatherface." He makes his way back to town where there's a real hipster humdinger of a party going down. Somehow Mel is still trying to leave, and when she gets tossed the keys, Richter intervenes and catches them. They're pissed, of course, but he's heard word of what happened to the old lady, and once they can turn up the deed to prove they actually own it, they'll give them back the keys. Uh-oh. Time to see what level of professional operation we're really running here. Dante does at least have a little folder thingy with the paperwork, but whoops, they can't find the one for the orphanage. It must be back in Austin. Shocker, these guys might be morons. So they don't have the deed, but in that case, it definitely wouldn't be in the house, right? So Dante and Mel split up to hopefully not find the deed there. The gas station guy does at least call somebody about the van incident, but it's still weird. It's like if he thinks they're dead, shouldn't he call other cops? Or if they're the only ones in town, the next biggest town over or whatever, you know? There could be a killer out there. The specific person he does ask for help is a familiar, well, kind of familiar face, Sally, almost 50 years after we've last seen her. And unfortunately, the original actress passed, and we have a different actress playing her this time. Again, it's obvious they're just ripping off Halloween 18 here with Sally, but again, this lady ain't no Jamie Lee Curtis. Then, as I mentioned, they also do a very poor job with her character, which does not help either. Once she gets the call, she is right out on the hunt. Remember, she's a ranger now. She flips down her visor, revealing a shot of her friends, hearing their naive giggles echoing in her mind. Dante and Mel rifle through the house, and bad news for them, discover Mrs. Mick did indeed still own the house. And that basically means that they are massive assholes that more or less did cause her death, as well as unleash the dormant fury of Leatherface. Way to go, guys! And if you didn't already, definitely by this point, I was like, I can't wait for all these idiots to get violently slaughtered. It's Dante who has the honor of being dispatched first. Noticing the pot swaying in the kitchen, he goes to stop them, and Leatherface appears in the reflection. He starts to run, only to get immediately grabbed and gets a cleaver to the jaw. He collapses to the ground, gurgling out blood, and Mel, just about to come downstairs, stops herself seeing the mess of her friend. The killer turns to look up, but she's already gone, taking refuge in the closet. Moments later, he clumps into the room, going right for where she's hiding. Luckily, he is not looking for her, grabbing one of his mother's dresses, sniffing it, and cradling it in his arms. He smears some of her makeup on the mask of her face to perhaps more resemble her in a way. He obviously did actually love Mrs. Mack in a weird Leatherface way, and when hearing a voice barking over the PA, it looks like he blames the kids for her death, smashing a mirror in anger. He stomps off for a moment, and Mel tries to get the others' attention, but they're preoccupied with a storm rolling in, sending everyone onto the bus. She's forced to quickly quickly hide again when Leatherface re-enters with a hammer and starts bashing a hole in the wall. Wonder what he's got hiding in there. His chainsaw, of course. Dante is impressively somehow still alive, stumbling to his feet, but still bleeding profusely. He makes it outside, Richter noticing him hobbling by. He chases after, seeming to sense that something is wrong, and spins Dante around, revealing that most of his face is long gone. He sets him down on a wall as Catherine joins, terrified at the sight. Richter takes his hand, asking for him to hang on, but he quickly slips away. He orders her to call the cops, and now it is time for some Justice Texas style, courtesy of Richter. Boiling hot Texas style. He enters the house, hearing Leatherface's favorite toy stirring to life. Leatherface then hears Richter entering and hides behind a door to give him a surprise. Mel, under the bed, pushes her foot out to adjust the mirror so Richter can see the spooky man there waiting for him. Leatherface rushes him with a hammer, shattering his leg, but Richter does look to have a little bit of hope, for about 10 seconds. He pushes him into a window, and Leatherface seizes the chance to jam his face onto a broken shard. In his final moments, Richter proves that he's not such an asshole after all, weakly holding out the keys to Mel. Leatherface ain't done yet, absolutely mauling the dude's head to a paste of blood and chunky bits. So much for Mr. Big Texas Boy, you're making us look bad out here. I would have gone in there and taken care of business. Hog-tied him up, giving him a spanking. Boom! That's the Texas way. Well, maybe Sally will finally catch up to the action and actually do something worthwhile, but for now, she has only made it to the site of the van incident. She surveys the grisly aftermath of the attack and scans around the dark field. There, she finds a disturbing sight: his mom in her nice dress, propped up on display, but with, no face, kind of creepy. Sally chants to herself, "I fear no evil," and races back to the truck. She returns to the picture, staring intently at it, starting to understand he must be back after all these years. Well, probably still best to call the police too, right? Just in case. No? Well, what about Catherine? I mean, Richter explicitly told her to after all, right? Oh, that's a no too? Doesn't even ever get mentioned ever again? Okay then. She also refuses to answer any of Lila's questions, sending her off the bus on her own, where she quickly encounters Dante's body. Well, that's not good. Her sister is still chilling under the bed, and seeing Leatherface lingering nearby, she tries to pull off a sneaky escape. Creaky floorboards will give her away, so she climbs over the side of the staircase and slinks down as quietly as possible. All the fancy footwork ultimately proves pointless, as Leatherface is just there at the top of the stairs. He launches the hammer, sending her plummeting down the stairs and through the floor. Dang, dude is pretty strong for an old man and everything, She tries to navigate out from a crawl space under the house, while the killer goes to grab his saw. He takes some time before his next attack, hearing him clomping around right above her. Outside, she hears Lila calling, and he jams the saw through the floor, following after her the entire length, almost like a Finn and Jaws kind of thing. This kind of cool moment is buttoned by him sawing through a sewage pipe, making poopy splatter all over Mel. And I'm just like, why? Even if now stinking, she does get out with Lila's help, running back out into the main square. They make it onto the bus, and Catherine asks what happened. Oh, so now you want to know, huh? And this time there's no time to explain. Tossing the driver the keys, her shrieking to get a move on. They do at least get the thing going, but Leatherface is lying in wait. He saws their tires, and they are stopped instantly in their tracks. Good job on the rescue attempt. The driver guy foolishly goes outside to assess the situation. A few moments later, Leatherface tosses the dude's head right back on the bus and steps on. Next stop, Murder Avenue. Sorry, I had to. This is easily the best part of the entire movie. Like, there's not even a remote second, because it's basically an absolute slaughtering of everyone on board the bus. But it's made even more satisfying because these guys are all douchebags. They even have the whole group start taping Leatherface on their phones as they make fun of his appearance, and one guy even warns if he tries anything, he's gonna be canceled.
Try anything, you're canceled, bro.
Along with the guy's little smug head nod to boot. Come on, that's ridiculous, right? They can't expect us to not find that completely absurd. I really hope that the joke here is that these guys kind of deserve their fates, invading species and all that. Leatherface makes quick work of the hapless hipsters, just sawing them all to bits. Lila falls to the ground and nearly gets the business end of his saw, but it's another victim that gets chopped instead. She starts hearing those screams, bringing her back to the shooting. Her sister snaps her out of it, taking her to the bathroom, leaving all the others to die. Heroic! And to really drive home the carnage, there is so much blood being spilled, it starts to pool up under the door. Woo-wee! Leatherface certainly making up for lost time here. I do have to point out a particular moment amongst all the madness. I honestly thought I was crazy when I was watching this, but at one part Leatherface jams his saw into a dude from behind, then the next shot is kind of like coming out, kind of like his dick or whatever, like the saw is his dick, you know what I mean? I rewound it just to make sure, and maybe it wasn't on purpose, but I was like, whoa, hold on a second, is that a saw dick? And he does does immediately gut another lady with his saw, so, you know, kind of maybe. After that Dick Blade and Mandy, anything's on the table as far as I'm concerned. Oh, and Catherine gets sawed in half too. Thanks for being such a great character. We will miss you and your strange aversion to answering people's questions at important moments. With only the sisters left, Leatherface cuts him a little hole into the door to reach inside. Utilizing her commemorative corkscrew, Mel stabs him in the hand, and they're able to escape through a hatch in the roof. And hey, look who finally decided to show up! Sally! Just in time to save the day! Oh wait, everyone is pretty much dead already. Could have used you a few minutes ago, lady. They hop in the back of her truck, freaking out about their situation. She calmly asks if it's really him, staring off into the distance, and grumbles about waiting for this night for 50 years. Evil dies tonight! Ah, wait, wrong series. The girls maybe think that this lady is a bit nuts and try to get out, but find they are locked inside. Sally tells them that she can't let them out until she kills them. So sure, I'll just trap you in here until then. She saddles up to make her big final stand, venturing into the orphanage. She comes to him just hanging out in his room, and she brings up her friends, asking if he remembers what he did to them. I'm not sure if she was expecting him to say something. Well, yeah, Sally, of course I remember that day. I felt bad about what I did, and that's why I've been hanging out at this orphanage until I'm like 70 years old. Yes, I remember. Thanks for reminding me. Also, because this story decided to remove all the sequels, he literally hasn't killed anyone else except for her buddies, which was the entire reason he was here in the first place. Anyway, he dismissively grabs a saw and walks past her, apparently not even considering her worth killing. How rude! Or maybe it's actually more like a moment of compassion. Kind of like, I could have killed you already, but since I do actually feel a little bit bad about what happened back then, I will give you a chance to live. Leatherface has really matured as a person. Good for him. He instead goes right for the kids, but Sally steps in, getting a few shots off that send the killer into retreat. See, it wasn't such a great idea leaving them out here, huh? Even she agrees now and tells them to get out of here. Really, 5 seconds ago it was stay right here, and now this lady is all over the place. She follows the sounds of a saw out in the streets, appearing to emanate from a dark alley. She fires off a shot, briefly illuminating him as he lumbers out towards her. Too bad she's out of bullets. She does manage to stick him with a knife, but he returns the favor tenfold, cutting her with his chainsaw and tossing her aside. Well, Sally's big return, folks. 40 years in the making. Mel drives right at him with the truck, and Leatherface launches the saw, shattering their windshield, sending them crashing into the garage. She finds something jammed in her leg and tells Lila to get out of here now. He's gonna kill her either way. She cries that she doesn't have anyone else, and her sis finally encourages her that she's the strongest person she knows, and doesn't actually need her. She shouts to run just as Leatherface arrives. Mel does genuinely apologize to him for what they did to his mom, but he's not much for forgiveness, it seems, revving up his saw and bringing it closer towards Lila feebly attempts to save the day, but forgets to turn off the safety on her gun, and Leatherface pursues her back outside, just about to get chopped.
Yo. I'm outside the door. Oh, here I come.
Sally saves her with an assist of several more slugs into the guy. He retreats again, but this time into an old Dieter. Just to point out, he's taken about 5 shotgun blasts at this point. That is one sturdy old dude, I'll tell ya. I need to find out whatever Mrs. Mick was feeding this guy. Sally croaks a warning. Don't run. If you do, he never stops haunting you. With these sagely words, that's it for Sally. Thanks for the 5 minutes of screen time. What a way to honor a legacy character. She pops up, does a couple of random things for about 2 minutes, and gets killed. What was the point? I find myself asking that a lot with this movie. Sally's words must have inspired Lila to hunt down the killer once and for all. She zigzags through old concession stands and plastic sheets, and then hears the sound of his chainsaw revving from somewhere. She comes to the saw and realizes that he done tricked her good. Leatherface tackles her out of nowhere, both plummeting into a random pool of water. She heaves herself out, going for the gun. As she hobbles away, he slides the saw along the ground, slicing the back of her leg. Man, Leatherface got some moves this time, putting that saw to work. He beats her to the gun, kicking it away. Then things go all slow-mo fucky, her thinking this really must be the end for her. Her sister appears, wrapped around Leatherface's neck, and he tossed her away like an old sack of potatoes. Lila does get 2 shots in, but yeah, apparently he's bulletproof or something, doesn't even slow him down. Mel gives him a taste of his own medicine, but only really gives him kind of like a little scratch on the chin. Again, I'm like, what? Mel knows more than anyone of what this dude is capable of, and she just wings him? Good lord, dude. Leatherface bubbles under the surface of the water, and the sisters embrace, hoping that he's gone for good. But of course he's not. Should have cut his head off or something. We also know now that he likes tricks too, so it's almost like as he's going in the water, he's like laughing to himself. Stupid girls actually believe I'm dead. Can't wait to chop them up. Yeah, this is gonna be hilarious. Dawn breaks, and out in the streets, Lila comes across some of Sally's belongings and almost dons her mantle in a way, putting on her hat and retrieving the picture of her pals. But wait, isn't her body like 5 feet away over there? Kind of weird. More like grave robbing, really. Also, I hate to beat a dead horse, but did anybody call the police? Please, come on now. They pile in the car, letting out a sigh of relief, and utilize the fancy touchscreen to open the sunroof and put their route on autopilot. Aren't future cars the best? Lila feels a new bond now with her sister, telling her that she's changed her and vows that she's going to stay with her now no matter what. That's sweet. The moment of love and tenderness is spoiled by Leatherface crashing through the window and yanking her out. He quickly and effortlessly decapitates Mel, gleefully showing off her head to Lila's horror. Whee! He really does look happy. It's like, why wasn't I killing people this whole time? I feel free! As for Lila, I guess as long as auto drive is on, she'll be fine, but considering its reputation, who am I kidding? She's fine. She's gonna run into a wall or something. Maybe not if it ever actually accelerates over 5 miles an hour. I understand that the intention of the ending is to be a kind of modern spin on the end of the original, where Shrieking Sally gets away in the bed of a truck, and Leatherface is spinning his shit around. It also is obvious they're trying to make Lila feel like the new Sally, of course taking her stuff, but also her being the only survivor in the end. So she's been double traumatized now. She already went through a school shooting, and now the only person that seems to care about her was murdered right in front of her eyes. All I can ask what's more is, what is the point? The only way forward with her character is that she does basically become Sally 2.0, obsessed with finding Leatherface for killing Mel and everything, but that also undoes the whole final moment of Sally. As she says, you can't keep running or whatever, he'll haunt you your whole life. My takeaway actually from what she said is that she was stuck on the memory of her friend's deaths and never really lived her own life. And while we do see how that turned out for her, it feels more like a don't be like me thing. As far as the story potentially continuing, the end does give us one final post-credit scene that again revisits something familiar from the past. Leatherface, presumably after leaving the massacre in Harlow, wanders his way all the way back to the old Sawyer family farm. So maybe we'll see the next story continue with him back home and Lila hunting him down. But you know, actually he probably shouldn't stay home too long. Would be like the one place people would be looking for him, you know? And why wouldn't they have torn that place down or anything? It doesn't make any sense. Well, that about wraps it up for this explained video on Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And don't forget, before we go, you can send me requests for any movies or TV shows you'd like to see me explain by sending them my way on any of my social media accounts at FoundFlix. What did you guys think of Chainsaw 22 and its ending? What would you like to see in a particular...
Dashcam. He be having like the real creepy stuff. Fuck is this?
When I found out that Google was doing career certificates and they had one in data analytics, I thought it seems like...
What's up, everybody? Welcome to FoundFlix. On this Ending Explained, we're looking at The Cursed, where in 19th century France, a mysterious, possibly supernatural menace threatens a small village. When a child goes missing, it's up to a pathologist to investigate the situation and exorcise some of his own past demons in the process. I initially thought, based on the trailer and mentions of Silver, that this was going to be a pretty standard werewolf pick. I was pleased to discover that it actually has its own very distinct take on the werewolf lore. And I mean, the thing doesn't even look like a regular werewolf. No hair, for one. It was in this aspect that the curse was most promising, but it also boasts exceptional atmosphere, with every foggy field filled with dread, and it is quite visually striking in a kind of reserved way, perhaps at least partially because it was shot on film. It's also a period piece, and it's got that whole gothic horror vibe going on that I am always a sucker for. Where it might show some weakness is in the very casual pace at which things unfold. It just feels a bit drawn out at points. There's also some bigger concepts and deeper lore hinted at that don't get too much development, and that is a bit of a disappointment as well. But you know how we do things around here, dig into every little morsel that is left behind. So let's check out The Curse.
It's not really scary.
Hey, how's it going, folks? Welcome to Found Flicks. On this Indie Explained, we're looking at The Deep House, where we follow two vloggers who specialize in abandoned location exploration videos. They come across a house submerged deep in the waters. Their dive turns into a nightmare when they discover the house was the scene of many atrocious crimes. Now, this isn't exactly the most profound movie ever made or anything. It's basically just a haunted house movie, but here's the twist. It's underwater. This little change on the haunted house formula works extremely well for me. Adding the trapped underwater and running out of air aspect really ramped up the terror at play. The actual story itself is admittedly pretty thin. It's pretty much just them swimming around the house and getting spooked over and over, but I honestly didn't mind that. It's just a fun, scary thrill ride, nothing more, nothing less. As for the ending, we really don't learn too much about our characters, but there are still some things to consider with how things turn out. And the first time I watched this, I was like, wait a minute, what happened there exactly? There is also a credit scene that teases us that things at the Deep House are far from over. So let's take a dive into the Deep House, breaking down the story, including the backstory of the family and just what happened that led to this underwater house, as well as explaining the ending and what it means. A camera beams to life to a couple vlogging in a forest, Tina wanting to know where it is they're headed. Ben informing her it's an old abandoned sanitarium in Ukraine. Noticing open windows, he's excited to get inside, but she's worried about snakes. He launches a drone for a better viewpoint, and now really see the impressive stature of the place, now decaying and covered in graffiti. As they wander through the building, they find a hole in the wall marked Hell, and Ben explains the place's grisly history. There was a nurse back in the 1970s that poisoned several children and then took her own life. The facility closed down soon after. Rumor has it that ever since then, the nurse haunts the halls and rooms looking for others to poison, causing Tina to chuckle, fucking ghosts, right? As they get deeper, she loses him in the darkness and starts getting scared. She curses him in French for his hide-and-seek bullcrap, and then comes to an alarming sight, what looks like a satanic ritual circle scrawled onto the wall. Ben pops out with a boo, scaring her to his delight, but she is not amused. 3 months later, Tina is practicing holding her breath in the tub and comes to the surface. She checks her watch, 1 minute and 22 seconds. It blinks. Already when she steps outside, Ben is rolling footage. She wants him to stop, saying she looks awful in the morning, but he disagrees, calling her sexy. He asks her about her time. 3 minutes, she lies. Only 3. He's still impressed. That's plenty for them. They are going snorkeling, not scuba diving after all. She's looking a little nervous regarding their next adventure, but he encourages her that she's got this. Just think of the lake as one big bathtub. They arrive in a mostly empty-looking village, and according to the GPS, they've reached their destination. She believes that they must be lost, but he scoffs that they are looking for a secret spot. It shouldn't be easy to find, you know? He introduces their viewers to a typical Southwest French, slightly dying village. There's a monument there that he details related to World War II. Many families here lost their favorite sons in the war, and the place has been on a slide ever since. Noticing that most houses have for sale signs, and there aren't any people around. There is one lonely soul peering down creepily from his window. Ben gives him a hearty hello in French to no response. Tina returns from a nearby store with fruit and an update on their destination. She repeats what the shopkeep told her in French. You can't see it? He asks confused. No, you can't miss it, she corrects. It's not exactly a secret after all, finding a lively waterfront area full of people hanging out and having fun. Not exactly the terrifying attraction they were seemingly in search of. Ben looks back at their asylum video and sighs that it only has 50,000 views. He wants more. He points out that every dick with a GoPro is down there, and she can't help but laugh, pointing out the irony. I mean, they're kind of both dicks with camcorders too. He stays upset, but she is just wanting to have fun. Wasn't the whole point of this for them to get out of the library and live their lives? She suggests putting the videos on hold just for a moment and to try to be tourists for the day. He does agree, but knows they are going to need some wine, and goes to fetch some from a nearby truck. Wine truck Thanks, France. Along the way, he meets an old kook, and she's worried Ben will invite him over, but to her relief, he does not. Although his new friend will certainly dash their day of fun, the man Pierre told him there's nothing but ruins and stuff down there, houses destroyed by floods. This lake isn't worth their time. Tina moaning she wished that they had known that earlier. Yet, he clarifies this part might suck, but for a small fee, Pierre will guide them to another hard to get to and quite secret spot. This could be what they were actually searching for, as apparently on the other side of the lake is a perfectly preserved house residing under the water. They set off deeper into the woods, accompanied by Pierre, and he fills them in on the history of the town. They suffered from floods 50 years ago. Construction began to control the water flow back in 1984, so the village was empty and the valley was flooded. That's how the lake came to be, and the place has been packed with tourists ever since. Not many locals though. Wonder why. Pierre and Tina discuss their whole vlogging thing in French. She says she likes it too, but putting it online is not really her thing. While Ben is convinced they will somehow get enough views to make some real money. Yeah, good luck with that. Ben interjects, asking if he needs some subtitles, and Pierre reveals they will have to trek the last few miles by foot. They hike even deeper into the majestic trees, and unbearably French Pierre has a smoke along the way. Oh, French people. Always make sure you bring enough cigarettes along for your brisk hike. As they continue, Tina mentions being scared of snakes, and admits to Pierre that Ben is the bold one, but she's working on her fears. They come to a ridge and stare down into the pristine waters. Voila, Pierre declares. The duo get their gear together for a dive down. So not snorkeling after all. Hopefully fibbing about holding her breath will not prove to be a problem. Pierre inquires about their drone, which Ben has named Tom because it's like a peeping Tom, someone who likes to watch. Tina smiles. Pierre grumbles something mysterious in French that is not dead, which can eternal lie. They didn't quite catch it, but he drops the subject, saying, it's just an old family motto. Ben is certain this will be an easy peasy operation. They'll be in and out in an hour. And he's hopeful that once this gets 1 million views, they're gonna head right to Vegas and get married. Pierre chimes in there's a perfect spot under the water to propose, 50 meters down. Just make sure to follow the stairs. They're both like, stairs? What are you talking about, dude? But they brush off the confusion. They cutely nuzzle their masks together and give okays before they descend into the murky depths. She groans that Pierre gave her the creeps. He kept staring at her. But Ben changes the subject to do a sound test. She tells him he's driving on the way back, and he retorts, sure, unless Pierre has left for the van. After a brief moment of terror, he reveals he's just joking. Don't worry, he's got the keys. Hilarious as always been. They come to Lac de Fraise, as well as their first plateau 10 meters down. Tina screams for Ben, seeing that she's got her fin stuck in some branches. He jokes that he'll just pick her up on the way back, and she's unamused as usual, telling him to shut up as he gets her loose. They then reach a strange sight, a car in great shape just hanging out under the water. Ben says it's fairly common, noting it's made in Britain just like him. Tina ribs him as pig's blood pudding is British too. Yum yum. As they swim on, she requests for him to put on some tunes. He clicks some buttons on his fancy wrist dealie, and death metal starts blasting out in the water, scaring the fish away. After she complains, he switches it to something more chill to her satisfaction. They continue on and come to a staircase, just as Pierre said, and follow it down. Soon after, they come to something else ahead in the haze. More than 30 meters down, they come to property gates. She notices a Virgin Mary statue there, not remembering just how religious people are around here. There's a sign warning of no trespassing, and she takes this as a reason to leave. He doesn't even entertain the notion, only laughing, nice try, baby, and asks her to keep looking for a way in. They feel things suddenly are strangely off, and she notices that all of the fish are gone. They arrive at a building, and Tina moans that that guy was full of shit. It's not a house, it's a shed. He corrects that it's actually a crypt, reading the family name Montagnac. This must be their private mausoleum, and thusly the family must have been well off. The song starts going glitchy, a sure sign of paranormal activity afoot. It always interferes with the electronics. He tries the door and manages to get it open despite her asking him not to. It's bad luck. He makes fun of her for being superstitious and swims up to her with a ghostly tone. They get closer, seeing just how massive the house is, both finding it unbelievable. They find a steel door, but it's sealed shut, so they decide to split up and float past the roof, noticing a big ol' cross up there. The whole thing looking pretty creepy just from the outside. They round the side, finding the area covered in growth, and the windows are all completely shuttered up. She's confused why they were going to shutter it if the house was going to be flooded. Let's find out, he declares, sending them upstairs. It's the same deal there, with no way to pry open the windows from outside. Before even considering it, she tells him if they're going to try the chimney, he's going first. But there's no need, seeing the attic window is cracked just slightly. He opens it up and a fish swims out, scaring them both. He's happy, as Tina's
Some
jump
big
scares
shit.
get the most likes, hoping that she got it on camera. And of course she did. They send in Tom first to check out the scene, passing through the attic still filled with furniture and children's dolls. And she's confused again. Why would they have left all this stuff behind? He finds a book and starts reading in French. Something about you have to take the top, then the lower part. Something floats into Tina's view, and she gasps in terror, but it's just a doll. He's happy again, as creepy dolls also guarantee views. They check their air supply, and Tina's is a bit lower than his, asking her to try and breathe slower and relax. Besides, the house doesn't look too big, their tour shouldn't take very long. They pry open a door into another room adorned with animal heads on the wall. It's pitch black and they can't see a thing, him slyly suggesting ladies first. She tells him to send in the drone and they check on its scanner for any signs of anything. A boot pattern starts ringing out and they hear a distorted voice murmuring, both insisting that it wasn't them. Ben assumes it must have been some kind of interference and checks his wrist. Based on there being no sounds, that means there's nothing there. They fiddle around with more belongings lying around, and then find a family portrait on the wall. And it is indeed the Montagnac family. Tina says they look like a bunch of freaks, but to Ben they look more like the average French family. Always a jokester, this guy. They take a moment to film a selfie for their followers. Make sure to comment and share, guys. She admits that she doesn't like the place. He doesn't either, he says. He loves it. This could be their way to finally cracking that elusive 1 million views. They enter a child's bedroom, and Tina can't help but wonder how all this stuff is not decayed. It's been underwater longer than she's even been alive. It looks like amongst the dolls, one is sporting a similar symbol as seen earlier at the asylum. On the wall are photos of several children, which is disturbing to them, but Ben still isn't taking any of this seriously, goofing around by riding on a horsey. But then he sees something that breaks through his demeanor. What looks like someone's silhouette behind the bed curtain. He slowly approaches, Tina thinking that he's messing with her again. The camera goes staticky, and the light switches off. He swears he didn't do anything, and peels back the curtain, but there's no sign of anyone there. He promises that he wasn't joking, he really saw something, but she doesn't believe him after all of his pranks. Boy who cried wolf situation here. There's weird interference on the drone, and it suddenly powers down. It then reboots back to life, Ben hoping it will hold out at least until the end of the dive. Moving onwards, they discover a staircase and head down. On this floor, they arrive at the front door.
Why are they doing this again? Like, I don't understand. Why are they doing this again? Who goes to a random spot to scuba dive? How did the house get underneath the water in the first place? Like, what is going on here?
Or of the house. He swings it open, and there's only what looks like scratches all over the other side, as though someone was trapped in the house. And they didn't like it. A discordant piano note plunks nearby, her considering it was maybe another diver, but usually unflappable Ben says that he doesn't know. They check in with Tom as it enters into what must be the dining room. It beeps that it has detected motion, and they stare intently for any signs of life. They both don't see anything, and it couldn't be them setting it off, as the bot has them in their perimeters. He concludes it must have been a fish or something that came down the chimney, but there's still the mystery of the piano. He shrugs that it must have been a string that exploded from corrosion, still trying to write things off. She pleads with him to just say something weird is going on here, and he does at least agree with that, but also plainly states there are no such thing as haunted houses. Sure, it may be weird, but they're getting some tasty footage, and they're not in any real danger. He wants to go even deeper, and she can't help but agree. There can't be that many rooms left to see, right? Tina is unable to keep her cool and starts to freak out as they come to photos on a wall for several missing people, all children specifically. They consider what kind of freaks collect kids. Well, the Montagnacs, it seems. The question is why? In the kitchen, something sets Tom off, seeing a strange demonic wall hanging there. Then there's some regular old pots and pans, and the footage starts going haywire. The signal cuts back on to a large crucified Jesus statue. He wants to check it out to her disbelief, and they do indeed find a big old Jesus on the wall, wondering what the hell this is doing in the kitchen. They strangely discover there's a door behind it, and struggle to remove the statue, pushing Jesus off into the depths. Before entering, Tina asks them to stop, asking them to promise that this will be the last room they explore. He agrees, but of course nothing is going to stop Ben, as we've seen so far. He's just saying what she wants to hear. It is darker than ever down here, and visibility is even worse with the overly murky water. They call for the drone, and it lights up what looks like a basement. She finds a collection of Super 8 film gear, and remembers seeing some in the kids' room as well. But what would they have been filming? The light pans over, revealing two bodies chained up and hanging, donned in strange masks. That's more than enough for Tina, and she wants to head back up. Ben is all totally, yeah, let's Pascal, but is mesmerized at the sight before him. He asks for just a couple more minutes to get some more shots and goes in for a closer look. He realizes they must have been chained up before the place was flooded, meaning they were chained up while alive. The reason why is perhaps under their feet, seeing a pentagram symbol etched.
But wait, if that was the case, how are they still like normal? Like, wouldn't they turn into skeletons? Like, they've been down there for X amount of years, like over 50, over 100, 200. How the fuck are they still regular humans?
Into the ground. As Ben says, satanic shit. As for the masks, they look like medieval torture masks, he concludes, but as for who they are and why they are still intact, he has no idea. Maybe the lake water, she suggests, but he knows that that's impossible. After decades here, they should be worn away to only skeletons.
Yeah,
a door
that's
creaks
what I
open
said.
behind them on its own, and Ben instinctively goes to look. She's getting increasingly stressed, so he tells her to stay behind. In the other room, he passes over shelves with weird baby heads and a severed human hand. At the sight, he mutters fuck, yet doesn't tell Tina what he saw, only assuring her nothing is wrong. Liar, liar. They exit back to the kitchen and venture upstairs. She wants to call the police, but he shuts this down, as they would most likely take all their footage. Don't take his million view dreams away! She's insistent. This is not just a house, it's a straight up crime scene. They make it back to the window where they entered, but distressingly, there is no way out. It's now covered by a brick wall, meaning that you can't trust reality in the house and it can change on a moment's notice. Tina flips out. They're never gonna get out of here. And he does his best to calm her down, especially as her frantic breathing is going to drain her air that much quicker. He does get her to breathe calmly again, but a freaking ghoul appearing with white eyes behind him does not help matters. She screams that she saw someone, and he spins back to nothing. The house is haunted, she proclaims, repeating they're never gonna get out of here. It's going to drown us. Ben still stays cool. They're gonna get out. They still have all these other windows to try, and asks her to take his hand. In a garden room, there's tons of windows, and yet when they bash at them, it does nothing. He tries the various shutters and pulls, but they do not budge. Yep, the house is definitely not going to let them leave that easily. Although there is a sign of fresh hope when that fish they saw earlier returns, meaning that there must be another way out. They follow back into the kitchen, and it swims back down to the basement of doom. She is quick to follow after to Ben's surprise, but as she points out, this is their only hope. Passing over the Jesus statue, its eyes are suddenly open, but again, Ben does not tell Tina of the strange sight. Unfortunately, they quickly lose sight of their fishy salvation, and then notice a grate in a window. Sure, there's an opening, but it is too small for them to fit through. A song strangely starts wafting into the air, Tina assuming that it's Ben, but it's not. They find what looks like a way out, but are stopped by more grates. She spins back and sees the chained up people have disappeared, along with Ben. And then she gets attacked by chains and dragged back down to the bottom. A hook jams into her leg, and as she yanks it out, her heartbeat understandably quickens. Tom appears, but his light has now turned to a haunting red color. She struggles amongst the chains and pulls herself back up. They drag her back and spin her around, enveloping her in steel as she screams in horror. The camera is briefly overcome with static, and then we hear Ben's muffled voice calling for her. She's still all intertwined and complains that she screamed for him, but he did not answer. He defends that he was actually right here the whole time, and she stammers that the bodies disappeared. Yeah, we can see they are just where they were found. Ben adamant that they are long dead. He goes to remove one of the masks despite her hesitation, and reveals a bald man, and under the other, a woman in a red dress. Tina then realizes who they are. It's the Montagnards themselves. When they turn back, both of their eyes have popped open, and they start to slowly shuffle after them. The duo retreat as quickly as possible from the ghouls, and they keep pretty close on their trail. They make it to the dining room, the couple are right behind them. They hurry to close the doors and push them out as they keep trying to bust in. And now a word from this week's sponsor, BetterHelp. BetterHelp is online therapy here to help you through life's many twists and turns. We can all relate to feeling stress and anxiety in the world today, as well as dealing with other personal trials like big changes or grief. Sometimes you need the showing up a licensed professionist. A variety of more affordable / their mental health off your first. This is their only chance. But Tina is completely flixed. Ben sees the chimney and now knows that this is their only chance. But Tina is completely flipping out, saying that she's suffocating and cannot breathe. Once more, he tries to calm her nerves. We're gonna get out of here, he promises, laying it out plainly. Their way out is right up top there. They send Tom up first to get some light and navigate their way up the chimney, climbing up the bricks. There's a strange sound of what sounds like debris thumping. He groans for her to take cover, and rocks avalanche down upon her, sending her tumbling back down the chimney. Tom springs to life and surveys the scene, Tina lying there motionless upside down. She regains consciousness and gets her bearings, but Ben has vanished again. She cuts the cord and gets herself free, bizarrely falling to the ground quickly despite, being underwater. Ben elsewhere pulls on the other end of the cord and comes to the end that she just cut. He checks Tom, but there's no signal. She too tries to use the drone to reach Ben, but they are unable to communicate. He tries the door, but finds that he has been locked in the upstairs bedroom. He tries the windows too, just to make sure, but no dice. He's trapped here. Tina waves to Ben through the drone, and its light turns devilish red once more. It's really starting to look like at this point that Tom has been compromised by the evil here, and that red light is showing us that it's been corrupted. He scours around the room and comes to a family tree painting for the Montagnards. He focuses in on the son and sees a familiar name, Pierre. Ben cursing that bastard. This means that Pierre was not...
Yo, so Pierre from upstairs? Oh, he
only a part of the doomed family that lived here, but basically lured them down here to their demises. He bops his wrist thing a few times, and the video comes through. A figure sneaks by Tina, and he tries to warn her, but there's a strange sound in his room. The door opens, and the mom is there. He quickly hides under the bed, and she hobbles into the room, coming right in front of his spot.
No
While in the dining room, the chandelier pulses light, and Tina is still trying to get through to Ben. The husband then appears, getting closer and closer to her in each flash. She flees, but no matter where she turns, he keeps coming for her. The mom passes by him, and he looks towards the open door in consideration, but he's stopped before he can even move when the girl in white appears and lunges at him. And she keeps breathlessly swimming through the halls. She makes it to his room and pounds at the door, but cannot get it open. That is until Tom comes back with his glowing red death light, and now when she tries the door, it opens right up. She sees Ben floating there and taps him on the shoulder, asking if he's okay. He lifelessly nods, and she sees that his mask is cracked. She pleads to know what's going on, and he says in a monotone manner that he's better now. Their situation is growing more dire. He's got 12% left of his oxygen, and she only has 8. He weirdly says, "She will die before me," and then asking what the heck he's talking about. He only says, "They're out of danger now." She tries to snap him out of the state, and says they're getting out of here now. She then feels something crawling around in her suit, and gets a knife at the ready. She feels it crawling up her body, and then up to her neck. He instructs her to keep calm, it's only a snake, and he orders her to open her mouth, let it in, and swallow it. She quickly removes her mask to let it out, and now understands what is happening. It's the house itself responsible. Ben informs her that the house knows all of her fears, but comforts her that soon there will be nothing to be afraid of. He then randomly swims off, leading to supposedly the way out. Yeah, he's pretty obviously been corrupted by the spirit of the house. Probably wouldn't trust him. It's like if she swallowed the snake thing, then she would get all possessed like him, I would say. She follows him through more hidden passages, pushing back a divider and exposing a hole in the wall. Back at the asylum too? They come to another door marked with evil-looking symbols. Not exactly encouraging on first sight. For some reason, she still believes him and is overwhelmed. "Oh my god," she shouts with false hope. He formally invites her in, and there's nothing there but another dead end. "This is where it all begins, my love," Ben tells her. She just wants to know a way out of here, and he lets her down. There is no way out. But no worries, as they're safe here. They belong to the house now, and have been chosen. Oh, thanks. A projector kicks on, playing home movie footage of the family. Papa and little Pierre back in the good old days. Well, not exactly, as we finally learn the full backstory of the family. Despite the giant Jesus statue by the fridge, they aren't exactly the holiest around. Quite the opposite, in fact, as the family would kidnap kids from neighboring farms and sacrifice them. Tina curses them for setting them up, but Ben disagrees this is more like a gift. Their sacrifice. The daughter, Sarah, comes on screen, and they pan over to guys with sacks on their head. So it turns out the locals eventually came to avenge their dead children, and in retaliation killed Sarah. However, her sibling Pierre was able to escape. Tina is horrified at the revelation, and does not want to die here. Ben continues on that the masks were put on the parents as masks of shame, intending to punish them for what they did. The spirit of Sarah then bursts through the screen, but Ben tells her to not be afraid as she will guide them. And he chants the old family motto, "That is not dead, which can eternal life." She screams, "No!" as Ben asks her to join them holding hands. She flees through the screen, still hearing his voice behind her. She finds herself at a quite clearly occult-looking setup. She's got to do something quickly, seeing her air is at a mere 2%. Ben emerges from the depths and attacks her, and not really helping his case again, asks her to not be afraid. They're going to kill her, but don't worry, he'll die too. She knows that it isn't really Ben, and grabs at his mask, as the whole family joins in on the fun. Tina gets him in the shoulder with a knife, which seems to shake Ben from his possession, asking blankly what happened. She explains they have to move now via the passageway above, but the kid appears and stabs him viciously. Tina helplessly sobs as he bleeds out and fades away into the darkness. The family return to her, and Tom's red light takes over as her air reaches 0. Time to move! She shimmies her way out of the tank, furiously swimming up into the hole. The family watches from below as she continues scraping her way through the darkness. It's important to note that this was previously blocked by a grate, meaning reality has changed once more. She suddenly finds herself outside at the mortuary gates that led them to the house, and it appears the spirits have let her out after all. Then, always peeping Tom appears, watching after. Tom seems almost like a representation of the evil, or even perhaps our own peeping eyes watching these terrible things happen. She removes her belt and paddles furiously towards the surface, yet it appears to be an ever-expanding void of blue, the surface looking always just out of reach. She starts getting weak and grunts, losing her breath. She tries to keep going, but ultimately doesn't quite make it, the surface just beyond her reach, as she drifts down motionless, and we see rippling on the lake, but she does not breach the surface. It's here that things end, and the first time I remember going, wait a minute, so did she make it or not? I'm not sure, but now I know for certain that she definitely does not, because there was something from earlier that never really quite paid off in the story. The whole how long could she hold her breath thing. She can't get to 3 minutes, but lies to Ben that she did so anyway. This single incident illustrates their whole dynamic. She's just along for the ride and doesn't want to disappoint Ben and his high-minded ideas of making cash on the internet. Although I also remember them smoking a bunch of cigarettes too. And it's like, if you're trying to train your lungs, is that really the best idea? Yeah, I don't think so. I feel like the point is neither of them, especially with Ben's lead, are actually taking any of this very seriously. They're not expert explorers or anything like that. As is mentioned, the house knows their fears, and it at the very end seems to exploit this in relation to Tina, her fear of disappointing Ben. So it presents her with the seemingly impossible task of holding her breath all the way back up. Maybe if she did actually get to that elusive 3 minutes, things would have been different, but she lied to please him. That's why the house chose this scenario for her in, to kind of prove that her undoing was blindly following along with Ben's whims. I don't think she necessarily deserved to die, but it seems to just prove how impossible it is to really beat the Deep House. This brings us back to the Montanak family and what the heck was going on there now that we understand the whole picture. From what we can piece together, back in the old days when there was a village here and not a lake, the family was already up to their satanic shenanigans. We know the rest of the area was strongly religious, so it seems that they actually try to play along to keep up appearances in order to hide their true darker nature. Over time, they kidnapped and sacrificed many of the local children in the name of Satan, and eventually the villagers figured it all out and killed Sarah. Her parents were then chained up in the basement, and when it was decided to flood the area, unlike the others, they were left behind. But thanks to what must have been some kind of curse in a way on the house, they did all die, but ultimately were able to transcend death. It's like preserving the house in the specific area it is. The curse left the house behind as well as their spirits, and ever since then they have been luring unsuspecting people to their abode to claim them all these years. It reminds me of when they first came to the nearby empty village, and there was that memoriam to all those lost. It was probably actually due to the town being taken out over time until there was no one else left by the family. The villagers eventually figured out, don't go in the water. So the only ones left that are stupid enough to taunt the Deep House are tourists, as we saw with Ben and Tina. This never-ending cycle continues in a post-credit scene, seeing Pierre leading 2 girls back to the same cliff he led the couple before, and no doubt stealing more souls in his family name. So, the moral of the story, don't be an idiot going around trying to find secret and forbidden places in order to make money on the internet, because, well, you'll probably end up dead. That brings us to the conclusion of this Ending Explained on the Deep House, but don't forget, before we go, you can send me requests for any movies or TV shows you'd like to see me explain by sending them my way on any of my social media accounts at FoundFlix. What did you think of the Deep House and its ending? What's your favorite haunted house flick? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Make sure to like, subscribe, and follow.
And then for 140, about to get out of here. See y'all in